Hello and welcome to Wario Land 3. Wario Land 3 is a sister game to Wario Land 2, which I know is probably pretty obvious that 3 is a follow-up to 2, but whereas 2 forewent a lot of the conventions set by 1 in Virtual Boy, 3 follows in the footsteps of 2, retaining a lot of its gameplay mechanics and elements, but diverging from it a bit to make it a unique follow-up to the game and not just a rehash of Wario Land 2. And we're already going to see that divergence by beginning the game with a horrific plane crash. Just a horrible, horrible experience that Wario just put on his docket as, yeah, that's unique and new. You know, I woke up this morning and said, I'm gonna crash my plane. That sounds like what I want to do. You know, Wario. He's does everything for kicks and treasure. He doesn't even think about the little people, like his poor Pitbull plane. I think his plane's name is Pitbull, but you know, that doesn't matter to him. He'll just buy a new one. Will he even remember to buy a new one? I don't think he will. You don't see him with planes other than before this, like in Virtual Boy and this one. I mean, he sees a cave and is like, I own a plane, I don't remember. Maybe there'll be treasure in here. He does find treasure. The treasure, of course, being a unique color palette you only see in this cutscene in the game for some reason, and I guess also a shiny magical music box tainted with eldritch wisdom that Wario himself cannot fathom, but hey, to make a buck, sometimes you have to take a gamble on these magic music boxes that may or may not be tainted with eldritch wisdoms. You never know. In fact, you know, even if they are, hey, that's worth a pretty penny on the market, probably. And you know, even if it is dangerous, it didn't seem to faze Wario that much, because he just took a nice little nap, you know? If you can just take a nice little nap, you know, a comfortable little nap, you know, the experience probably wasn't that bad. Or it was really that bad, you just need to kind of melt down and have a nap for a while. But enough with naps, let's get on to a hidden figure, whose name should probably be the H and F be capitalized, but I'm not here to critique the localization of this game. But while I'm at it, are you aware, Wario? Which seems like it probably should have been, are you awake, Wario? Either that, or it was secretly, like, just the smoothest diss, like, hey, idiot, are you aware? Are you even aware that you're inside the music box that you got sucked into? Which, to be fair, would be kind of hard to tell on the outset of just having, like, passed out, being sucked into a magic music box. But then he also was like, oh, hey, I'm the god of this world, or at least I used to be the god of the world, and I had all my power sealed away in 5 music boxes. Please go find them. If you do this, I'll send you back to your world. You can keep whatever treasure you find, and yada, yada, yada. It's kind of interesting, because this is the first text box in the entire Wario Land series up until this point, I believe. I don't remember any of the others, so it's just kind of interesting that it took them 4 games in to, yeah, we need a text box to convey a story. And Wario's totally cool with that. You know, text box or whatever, he gets to keep treasure. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, because up until this point, like, they had, like, word bubbles for, like, the genie at the end of Wario Land 1. But I don't remember any just straight-up text boxes. But it's also kind of interesting, because this is the first Wario Land game to diverge from the Mario Land plot, like, the ongoing plot, which is a weird thing that I've surely mentioned previously to this. In fact, I know I have, because I've LP'd 3 Wario Land games at this point. But we'll talk more about the ongoing plot of the Wario Land series later, because we got an N1 out of the woods. That wasn't a sentence, but this is the first level, and who cares? So right from the get-go, you can immediately tell this game looks a lot like Wario Land 2. But for veterans of Wario Land 2, or anyone who's played just any damn Wario Land game, this is going to feel a little weird starting off, because Wario feels very, very neutered, compared to basically every other incarnation of the series. So you can jump, you can attack, you can crouch, you can attack and crouch, and you can move, and that's it. You don't have ground pound, I can't pick up these enemies, I can't jump higher by holding up on the D-pad. Wario has, like, no abilities to his name whatsoever. This game has a power-up system, unlike any other Wario Land game. Like, I don't think Shake It has any power-ups I'm forgetting about. Oops, I did a bad jumping there. So it's kind of weird. This is the only Wario Land game with power-ups, which makes Wario feel very neutered at the beginning of this game. That key we just picked up is one of the 2 goals of a level. In each level there's a key and there's a chest. There's actually 4 keys and 4 chests. I know, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. But there are 4 keys, 4 chests. They each have a color: gray, red, green, blue. You find the color-coordinated keys to the chests, and you're good. So, like, up there, there's a green key that would help us find the green chest. Well, not help us find, but it would help us open the green chest when we found it. So levels are split up into 4 chests. You find the key, find the chest, and you're good. And with that, we've actually finished the first level of the game. Yeah, it's pretty simple. But we'll be coming back to this level at minimum 3 more times to go ahead and get all of the other chests. Which kind of makes a neat little exploration thingy going on that I suppose we'll talk more about after we enjoy our first treasure, the Axe of Destruction. So there weren't official names for these items, so I went and looked at the Mario Wiki and took their names and then just kind of spiced them up because some of them were real boring. This one was just, in fact, called Axe of Destruction, though, and I really like that name. So treasures come in a few different flavors, but they all kind of boil down to either they do something, or they don't. That's not exactly what I wanted to say. They either open up something in a level or they don't, is actually what I wanted to say. And what that just did is it opened up these 2 levels by cutting down that tree that was totally in our way. Definitely in our way. Yeah, we'll talk more about the different treasure types as we get them, though. As long as I remember. I'm one of those dumb people who forgets things a lot, though. So we'll see. So you also notice it's nighttime. This game has a day-night cycle, which is kind of an interesting thing. So whenever you enter a level and exit a level, whether it be, I'll go into this level and show you, whether it be via, you know, oh, I just want to leave this at level, and you go to map on your pause screen, or you, you know, finish a level, like whether it be treasure or you give up, it will transition from day to night or night to day, etc., etc., which generally just kind of changes the aesthetics of the level, like, oh, you know, now it's night instead of day. But sometimes things in the levels can change, like, oh, you know, high tide comes in, low tide, whatever. Or in the case of the Peaceful Village, a door opens and zombies appear. Zombies would not be here during the day because this village is peaceful, and, you know, in peaceful villages, zombies only show up at night. It's the law. So, much like Wario Land 2, and by much like, I mean exactly like Wario Land 2, Wario Land 3 works on a transformation system, where Wario's power-up, or I guess we can't call them power-ups anymore, because Wario has literal power-ups now. Transformations based on, like, enemy attacks. That was Zombie Wario, it's a little bit faster than it was in Wario Land 2, I almost said 1. It's a little bit faster, and Wario can jump in this game. In Wario Land 2, he could not jump, which makes it nice because you fall through these thin platforms that you can pass through the bottom of but not the top. When you jump as Zombie Wario, you'll fall through them, which is real cool. That musical coin we picked up is a collectible called Musical Coin. There's 8 of them in each level. There's no reason to pick them up unless you can pick up all of them in a single run. Those 2 that we had just picked up were, well, the one that we picked up here and the one we picked up in Out of the Woods were just kind of in our way, so I went ahead and grabbed them. Even though there wasn't, like, much point to it, because, like I said, even though we collected 1, next time we come here, it won't, like, remember that we picked that up. We have to get all 8 of them in one go, so I'm going to try and save those for our last hurrah through a level, although there are, like, 2 or 3 instances where we won't be able to do that. But we'll worry about that then, not now. What we do have to deal with is this Teru Teru. So Wario Land 3 has some new transformations that weren't in Wario Land 2. I'm not sure if you'd consider Blind Wario to be a transformation. It's not really much of one, but it kind of fits the criteria of being one. It's just kind of not, there's not much to it, so just the Teru Teru falls on you, and it'll stay on you until you get attacked or you bump into a wall. It's kind of weird. Speaking of weird, all the new transformations in Wario Land 3 are kind of weird, such as Invisible Wario, and despite getting attacked there and untransformating is what I almost said, untransforming, when a mad Science-Stein hits you with this potion, you become invisible. The only thing that will change you back to being visible is passing through I almost said a train transition instead of a screen transition, which isn't correct at all, and I just wanted to grab that, even though, like I said, it's not worth our time. It's just kind of in my blood that if I see a thing and I know it's there, that I gotta go get it. Try to fight those urges as hard as I can. And oh, there's no point in coming over here, actually, because I need to be Invisible Wario, and I kind of I'm so used to not messing this up that I just completely forgot it. That, you know, forgot it. Geez, words, they're difficult, aren't they? Completely forgot that I need to be Invisible Wario coming over here, because these eye gates will not let you buy if you're visible. So you need to become visible to come over here to get the key, but unfortunately, when you're Invisible Wario, you can't open chests. There's some things that you just can't do for whatever reason. So just become Visible Wario, and then we'll make our way back to the chest. Just kind of showing you what this game's all about. Find the key, find the chest, and your goo. So yes, you can either transition the screen like via a door or something like that, or you can go through a pipe. Some pipes, you know, will take you to new screens, and some are just kind of like tunnels, tubes that you walk through, and you know, like the one we just did. It's no big deal. He'll make you visible again. It's weird. There's probably some other things, like I think getting electrocuted or probably immersing yourself in water as well. Immersing yourself in water is kind of a tried and true way to end your transformation. It works in so many things. So the last 2 treasures we got don't do anything by themselves, but they form a pair that I deemed the Mountain Passage Slate. And whenever you find like groups of related items that don't do anything on themselves, once you get the full group, they do whatever. It's not that difficult, but for some reason I felt the need to explain. So my bad. So yeah, see, sometimes you'll find items that just, oh hey, this will unlock some levels for you, or sometimes it takes a group of items. It's kind of weird. We're not going to be seeing all of the types of treasures in this episode. I'm actually going to go ahead and leave because I would actually like to be in this place of the day first, just because I'm weird like that. Sometimes it does matter if it's day or night, but I wanted to tackle the day trial of this level first. That's why I'm weird, not because I made it day, because sometimes it does need to be day and sometimes it does need to be night. That first level that we did in the Peaceful Village doesn't need to be day or night, but I figured we'd go there at night because the game forced it to be night A, and B, because to show off the day-night cycle. Peaceful Village is a pretty good level to kind of show it off, just because it's like, hey, there's zombies here. You can kind of see an immediate difference from day if you were to go there multiple times, although we don't really need to worry about it, because we have the desert ruins to act as our guide to day and night, because this is a very good level for displaying that, as you can see by all the suns over here. This area would be fine, but this pink sunstone right here wouldn't be open if it was night. It would be shut and we would not be able to get over here. Conversely, on the other side, there is a moon slate that wouldn't have opened for us. Also, this quicksand, if we were to fall into it, we'd sink to the bottom. Also, those sand hands want to pull us in the sand. Those guys aren't here at night, so I just kind of want to show off the level in its default state, because that's the way my brain works. I assume that day is the default state of things, mostly because just I'm a human being who is awake during the day. So day looks at... I'm one of the people who bought Pokemon Sun, okay? I'm boring. I'm boring. That's where that was going. So as you've noticed, we've collected some coins from breaking blocks. Coins aren't too important in this game. We'll be talking about them a little bit later. That was a rare coin, though. That was kind of a really good time for that to happen. They're kind of randomly spawning. There's some like RNG way to determine when they're going to happen, so they're not like random. But whatever. The color of them, they can either be gray, red, green, or blue, the colors of the chest and the keys, and I believe the color of it is determined by what chest you're closest to. It might be what key you're closest to. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the color is just kind of a guide. They're not worth differing amounts. All rare coins are worth 10 coins. So same thing with the music coins. All music coins are worth 10 coins as well. So even if you're not too interested in the music coins, you can go ahead and pick them up if you're desperate for money. Although we're gonna have a little chat about money later. So these donut tiers will fling donuts in your face and make you fat Wario. If you're familiar with Wario Land 2, we don't particularly need that transformation just yet though. So we're just gonna chill. You can press B on a ladder if you just want to quick slide down. If you quick slide all the way to the bottom, you kind of hit the ground and kind of are stunned for just a moment. It's not a very long stun at all. These Paragoom's umbrellas, I believe, work just like the coins, where the color changes based on what chest and or key you were closer to, because I'm not 100% sure which one it is. It's one of those two, though. These beam robotas, I'm actually going to get hit by one because the animation for it's very interesting. Wario gets cut like vertically in half and then just puts himself back together. It's a very, very interesting like transformation. And something that like this makes me think of, and it's not like I played that first, so it makes me think of it, but learning about the whole crux of Bubsy being like, hey, I react to everything differently. Check out all the neat ways I die. Wario Land 2 kind of like took that gimmick and made it like actually something good, which is weird. I'm not sure when Bubsy came out though, so maybe Bubsy came out after Wario Land. Who knows? I don't care. But here we have our first red chest. So, like I said, we'll be coming back to levels multiple times to get all of the treasures. This one just so happens to be the first one we can come back to and get things from. I think the other levels we had visited, we wouldn't have been able to unlock anything else in. So far we've been kind of on a linear path. Eventually this game diverges. It breaks into paths. And then we can go and do a bunch of not required stuff and cool, fun, cool things that you don't normally have to do. With that, we have completed the Scroll of Tornado Calming, which, true to its name, tells that tornado to get the hell out of here. Shoo, you're in our way. We want to go to the Volcano's base. We can't get to the Volcano's base if you're in our way. Get out of here. So we'll call that an episode. Next time we're going to explore the Volcano's base, but I hope you enjoyed this. Wario Land 3 was was honestly my favorite one as a kid. It's available on the 3DS eShop. It's not that expensive. I super recommend playing it. If you haven't played any of the Wario Land games, you can get the Wario Land 1 through 3 there. You can get 4 on the Wii U eShop. Rest in peace. But hey, if you're interested, they're very, very good games. They're super worth your time. I've played them a million times, so you'll get your money's worth if you're interested in them like I am. But they are very good games. I'd recommend them. But hey, next time the Volcano's... There was a transition to be had there, but I didn't find it.